What's up, everyone? I'm Damien,
And I'm Nick.
and this is the Aki Culture Club.
What's going on, boys and girls, and everybody in between? Welcome to the Aki Culture Club, episode 44, Damien. And we got a short but very sweet one for you today.
We do. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Before we start, if you like what Nick and I are doing, we would be eternally grateful if you could like, comment, subscribe. We want to build this thing up to be a little bit more than just what it is now.
Join us.
Yes,
Join us. Join the club. Yeah, like I said, we got short and sweet because we only had 3 of our regular shows. Peach Boy Riverside, gone. And one of our favorites, Tokyo Revengers, over for the season. We'll definitely pick that one back up. But Peach Boy Riverside's out. So we got Moonlit Fantasy, Fena Pirate Princess, and the final episode for this season of My Hero Academia.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
The finals, 2 finals, and then 1 ongoing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't sell Moonlit short because, wow.
Yeah, that was good. You want to hop right into Moonlit Fantasy?
I mean, I'd love to. Fucking beautiful animation on that battle.
They really just all the money that they had, they were just like, okay, final episode is where we're putting this pool of money.
Yeah, it was, the animation was like perfect. It was the first time that a battle like felt like, oh shit, like something could actually happen here. Yeah, like it started off at the end of the last episode, he got his fingers cut off, and like that was like he actually got hurt in this battle, which was new.
Yes, it was very new. I think because these 2 characters are obviously some of the strongest in this entire universe, perhaps.
Yeah, so the I can't remember his name, but one of them was the strongest hero from the Heroes Guild that is just not around anymore.
Yeah,
I can't.
I think it's like Mitsugi.
Yeah,
something along that line.
And then I don't really know who the girl was.
Sophia Bolga.
Yes,
she's a dragon slayer.
Yeah, and Tomo like kind of knew who she was afterwards.
Well, I mean, I would think that she would know because she is a dragon, and she probably doesn't want to get slayed.
Yeah,
by the dragon slayer.
Yeah, there was this interesting like the blade that she had when Kodo broke it with the dwarven, had that little dwarven blade that was like this big.
Yeah.
Dwarven material or weapons are just the best apparently because the little blade just cracked her sword in half. But like it like affected Mitsugi. And like it's like I think he like made that blade for her, or it was like part of his, it was like his energy was that blade.
Yeah, so it definitely seems like in the concept of like Tomo can like lend her energy out to make a fragment. It seems like he can also lend his energy out to create a weapon, because he request the sword back from her when they realized that Kodo was not someone that they could just like fool around with.
Yeah, another Aki Culture Club tidbit. So you brought this up last time, the Lich. You mentioned that this dude's been working. He's what was he? He's the narrator from To Your Eternity. Yep. He's Kento from Jujutsu Kaisen. Sorry, I'm worked a long day today. I'm thinking. And he's Overhaul from My Hero. He is also Ishiki from Boruto. And Ishiki is like the big baddie in Boruto. He's
really
kind of like the final, well, not the final boss because the show is going to go on for a long time, but he's like the strongest person that the universe has seen since, the end of Naruto, essentially. Okay. So this man is like all over the place. I just thought that was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy, like, one life, man.
Dude, he's
in every show.
He is. And he kind of plays like not the same character, but he plays like a lot, I guess, for Shiki, like very, very different, or the Lich, very different. But his other voice acting gigs are definitely in the same realm of like dark, tough, just like overall badass.
Yeah, the Lich is like, he's not that. He's not that at all. Dark, that's about it.
Does he voice the human version of the Lich too, or is it just the skeletal version?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Now that the show's over, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I kind of want to check. But yeah, dude, he's all over the place and he's a good voice actor.
Yeah, dude. Like the animation was amazing. The battle was lit. Like we had that kind of trope moment where like Rock Lee drops his ankle weights, Goku takes off his training gear, Makoto takes off his rings, and it's just like super OP. And
Yeah.
it was just awesome.
Dude, it was really, really cool. I'm really glad after 12 episodes of watching him try to like contain his power to just let loose in that kind of Rock Lee way of just dropping the rings and then just like going all out.
Yeah. Yeah. So but did he like kill everybody on that battlefield too?
Oh, I think he wiped everybody.
Like people who were just innocent bystanders.
Yeah, I think he just cratered the entire area. Well, I think he killed the demon like army.
The demon army, which
I think
speaking of, I mean, it's confirmed that your call from the beginning that there's going to be some sort of demon versus human versus angel war is definitely happening. And it was demons versus humans, right? Yeah. And then the goddess just put him there just to put him there.
Well, yes, okay, you are right. However, and you probably picked this up, but he's the third disciple of the goddess.
Yes.
So there's two others that are, and we kind of saw them for like a split second at the very end. It's a male and a female who are the goddess's disciples. But I think that she uses them as like pawns, and he's like the next pawn.
I think you're right. And I think knowing that going into the next season, that he's not just the OP guy. Like there is going to be people that can, fight against him, put up a fight against him. Really makes me excited for the next season.
Oh yeah, which was already confirmed, season 2.
I'm so glad,
dude. So we're gonna be able to see all of that type of like the story unfold with Makoto and like actually fighting people and like the disciples. Like those are other characters that I'm really, really interested to see incorporated into this universe.
Me too.
Like I wonder if they're like jerks or if they like look down upon him, or do they like, are they all cool with each other? I don't know.
You can't have that many powerful people and everything goes smoothly.
That's the thing. You're right. You can't just have 3 super powerful people. Like they're definitely going to want to like, posture and see who's the strongest one out of them.
Yeah. Or they overthrow the goddess. Who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, what if they hate the goddess too? That would like make a lot of sense.
Yeah. She's kind of a bitch.
Yeah. She stinks. She's kind of a jerk.
Yeah. The battle was great. Shop's doing great. They opened up the shop. That was a pretty fun little sequence there. And we got a new fragment.
Yeah.
Como.
Yeah, Como.
Which I think is cool that it's like each fragment is a new personality. It's not just a mini Tomo, it's another person.
Yeah, which makes me scared that now that they're starting to like preface that there could be more fragments, but necessarily there may only be one at a time. So like, and they specifically said was like, this one's not going to end up like the last one, which is like clearly like this one's going to end up like the last one. Yeah, that fragment dying for sure.
Yeah, which is sad because she's cute.
Yeah, I think her name Como is like, for immediately I was like, I think it's Kawaii and Tomo mixed.
What's Kawaii?
Cute.
Oh, perfect.
It's a K. I don't know. I was thinking that maybe is where they got the name from. That's why he gave it to her.
Probably. I mean, he's like, yeah, I have the perfect name for you, Como.
Yeah, Como. And Mio was definitely not happy at all that she had the fragment call him father. She's like, what about young master?
Yeah, that will never get old, that conflict between the two.
No, it really won't. I really want figures of both of them. I know there's a Mio one, but there's no Tomo one I've seen yet.
There has to be. They're like, it'll come.
Oh yeah, the licensing, they want to milk this show. They want to make money off of it. So of course they're going to release figures for probably all 3 of them actually.
Yeah, it'd be weird that it was just Mio.
Yeah,
they're both weird. Like we love them both.
Precisely, and then like that's why I thought that Tomo was actually going to die at the end of this season, because I did find it really weird that they released like a Mio figure and no Tomo figure. I was like, that's kind of weird.
You had a little spoiler.
Well, I don't think it is now. I think it's just kind of like it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's Moonlit. We got to
Yeah.
do a review on it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a high rating for me. That's all I'm saying.
Next week, we're going to do every show that we watched and rate it.
Good. Yeah, there's some I have some very strong opinions on. Save it for then.
I have some strong opinions too, but we'll wait till next week.
Where you want to go next?
Let's go to Fena. I think that's the most appropriate place to go next.
Okay. Yukimaru's not dead.
He's not dead, which I didn't think he was going to die. I really did not. But I didn't think he was going to pull through as quickly as he did.
Yeah, like when he woke up and was like, I can't feel my legs. I was like, oh shit, is he like? But it turned into be a joke.
Yeah, with her just like laying on his legs. I was like, oh, like it almost feels like this show is doing the gray area, like not like a little too much, but like that like little tidbit. I was like, okay, he lost his legs. Okay, no, he didn't. It was like, I see what you guys are trying to do, like make that like level of uncertainty kind of high, but I would like to see that being used for like more precarious situations, or things over longevity,
Yeah, like that was just for a joke for like 5 seconds. That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah, it was a joke, and you're right. They do. This is like, I guess, a comedy as well,
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm just being a little too harsh.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Good episode though, just all in all, I would say.
It was. I mean, we learned more about what the idea of Fena being a witch actually is.
Yeah, so her mom is actually a witch, and they said that she like had someone under her spell and it ended up driving him mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, is that Franz? Is that who they're talking about?
Yeah,
like,
I think
that's
so.
why he's still so in love with her.
Yeah, I think Franz is the one that died on the ship. I think Captain Abel is the one that was has the painting of her in the ship on the big blue ship.
Yes, that's who I meant.
So I know,
Captain
I think,
Abel.
yeah. Well, I think she killed, I think with Franz too, it was also another scenario, like the same scenario. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I think it was kind of the same deal. Like everyone that she meets, like they kind of just like fall in love with her.
Yeah, which I agree with. And like Yukimaru, the man, like he hasn't seen her in what, 12 years. And the last time he did see her, she was just, they were both little kids, but he's madly in love with her.
Absolutely. And he almost died saving her on that ship where everyone else died but him and her.
Yeah, and then they get that whole like he kind of like proposed to her, but not really proposed to her. He kissed her hand. Like, everywhere you go, I'll go. I'll fight for you.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Well, my hand will never let go of yours. I wrote that because I was like, oh, this dude is like, and then on top of that, so we learned, yeah, like Shaitan not hates her, but is very wary of her, right? And that was in the beginning of the episode, but then by the end of the episode, he was like kind of like friendly with her again, which kind of like set off a red flag. I was like, wait a second. Is he under her spell now?
I mean, if everyone is, if everyone she meets falls under her spell, then yeah, probably.
Because like when yeah, you're right. Like probably because when she went up to like talk to him, she started like saying a bunch of stuff and like she's like, you're not going to kill me. And it was kind of like, that's weird that she would say that.
Yeah, it wasn't like a plea or a negotiation. It was just like, you're not.
Yeah, it was like, oh, like that seems like spell, like in a weird way, spellbounding, or binding.
Yeah, but I don't think she knows.
No, I don't think so. I think it's all. I wrote down. I think she's more of like a passive witch, like in this universe, and she has no idea about her lineage because at one point in this episode she said, I don't know who I am. I'm the white marginal. I'm Fena of Shangri-La. I'm all these different things. I don't know who I am. So like her not knowing that she's a witch and her not knowing how to use her powers is really understandable at this point.
Yeah. I want to come back to that. Fena of Shangri-La. Is she referring to like where she was with the Onion Knights at Shangri-La?
I think so, yeah.
Because Shangri-La is a fictional place that was written in like the early 1900s. Some British author I forget. I had to look it up because I was interested in it, and it's like, yeah, some early British author in the 1900s. It's like a mythical Himalayan utopia, essentially. Kind of along the lines of like El Dorado is
Oh,
like a mythical place. Shangri-La is also a mythical place, because I thought Shangri-La was real because I've heard that word many times before. And I'm like, oh no, it's not. So one of the definitions I saw was like a mythical version of the Western view of the Eastern world in the early 1900s,
oh,
which makes a lot of sense because our Onion Knights are like kind of like the Asian people of
mhm.
this, like not, maybe Asian, maybe like Islander people.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's when she was on the island with them,
that's
like
how I
brought her
took it.
back.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's how I understood it, and it's just so cool that like they use all of this like real world folklore in this anime, like El
Yeah,
Dorado or Shangri-La or what was the other one? Eden, Garden of Eden. Like that's where they're going. This is cool.
interesting. And then they also use like real places,
Mm-hmm.
like and people, like Joan of Arc,
Yeah,
and they're kind of all like mixing it together into its own little swirl of individualness or
yeah.
uniqueness, I guess.
It's really interesting writing. Just like, what's the word? Allegory. The allegories to this. No, that's like a biblical thing. Disregard me. It's just interesting.
We don't know what it's called. We just know that it's fun.
Yeah,
No, I agree
yeah.
with you. So you said something interesting though. They're going to Eden. I thought they were trying to go to. They did say Eden, but I thought they were trying to go to El Dorado.
Yeah, isn't the next place Eden, where it's like where she's gonna figure out who she is? They said Eden. I don't know. I
Yeah,
remember the word Eden.
they did say that, but that's why I'm really confused because, and I was confused when I watched it. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go to Eden," and I was like, "But the coordinates were to go to El Dorado, you know,
But isn't El Dorado the mythical, like the
City of
name for the,
Gold
yeah,
in
which
South America."
I think maybe the next step is to go to Eden
Mm.
to find El Dorado,
Oh,
where
interesting.
wherever Eden is. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they seem to have like biblical references because they did reference the Bible. So I'm assuming that they're going to go somewhere in the Middle East if they're going to try to find the Garden of Eden, you know,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've been all
or
over the
North
place so
Africa.
far.
Yeah, somewhere in the Middle East or North Africa is probably where they're going to try to find the Garden of Eden. So that'd be lots of different characters that we haven't seen before.
For sure.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
It's
this
just,
it's
it's
taken
cool,
us all
man.
over the world at this point.
Yeah. It's just, I love the writing in this show.
You know, me too. Me too. And I'm even thinking now, like, I wonder where they went to see the doctor, if that was also a real place as well.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like a real place. I can't remember the name,
That
but
sounded real
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. No, I
It
don't know.
wasn't like the land of waves or whatever. It was like a name.
Quite a few Naruto references today.
Yeah.
You have it on your mind, Nick?
Yeah, well, because I'm excited because someone's been watching it.
This is true. This is true. We'll get to that at the very end, though, I
We
promise.
will. Yeah, we got another one to talk about.
One more.
The ending of My Hero Academia. Well, season what, 5?
Season 5, episode 25, the final episode of My Hero Academia.
Yeah. I just want to start off saying that I feel like last episode would have been the perfect end to the season.
Oh, you think so?
Yes. Because
Interesting.
why I think that is because like they've started off every season with like a little like character overview
Mhm.
recap kind of thing. And that's
Yeah.
essentially what we got this episode in the
Yes.
beginning of it, at least. So I feel like that could have been the beginning of next season. And
You know
like,
what? I think you're actually like totally right. That would have been a really, really great way to start off next season
mhm,
because it would have been cool to see like, but I don't know how they're going to start off next season because they're all in their first year. So they might start the next season off at the start of their second year
mhm,
or like their summer or whatever. But they said that they did have 3 months left. But you're right. Like they went through the whole entire, like, oh, this is what everybody learned like during
mhm,
there. And it's going to be lost on us in the next season unless they do another overview of what everyone learned during their, like,
Right. Which I don't want. I just want it to get back to
externship.
where it is. I want it to get back to the meat because we're at the meat now.
Yeah, we know we were like really, really are. It's almost like I wonder they're definitely gonna like slow it down and like pump the brakes and do these types of slower episodes. But yeah, like we're in it right now. Like the Paranormal Liberation Front, like, is going to attack on whatever X day is. I don't know what that is yet. Manga readers, do not spoil that for us. But we saw in the very beginning that Hawks like went up to Dobby, who is one of the lieutenants of the PLF, is like revealed like Best Genius's body in the bag. And Best Genius is missing. We do not know where he is at. And Davi didn't care. He just said, like, whether that's him or not, I know that you killed somebody. And that's kind of insane.
Yeah. That's very, dude, I have some very strong like predictions based off of this episode of where the show is going to go.
Okay.
I'll just get into it. So My Villain Academia proved how fucking strong the villains are. Like, and then we come, like, this episode to me just solidified the fact that shit is going to hit the fan and the whole hero verse is going to kind of crumble in the next season, I think.
Yeah.
Because we saw how strong the villains are. Like, and then we get this little recap thing of like, hey, here's what our 1A people have been doing. They've gotten stronger, but like, have they compared to compared to the villains? No. And then we have this whole like Shigaraki is going under this, it's like a 4-month long procedure where he's just excruciating pain to whatever they're doing to him. He's getting all for one. Like that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Which is that's the shadow of One for All, the most powerful fucking quirk you could have. So he's going to be so OP. Then we have Deku, who like he's stepping out of the shadow of All Might in this episode. Like All Might's like kind of like letting him, like symbolically like letting him go. He's like, you're surpassing me. We learn that he's going to learn All Might's predecessor's power, which is float. But still, like, he's not that strong. So they have this army of 100,000 people, super powerful villains. Shigaraki, who's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
And we have Deku. Like,
damn.
Like, he hasn't mastered off like One for All more than like 30% at this point. Like, there's nothing they can do and they're all leaving to go on the same mission. And this isn't the first time where they've been sent off to go to a mission and boom, here's the enemies, where they're all in the same place, So at the end of the episode, they're all leaving. They're like, oh, we have the same mission. So like, they're all going to be in the same place. And X Day is coming. So they're going to get swept, I think, is what's going to happen next season. And it's going to be like despair. And I don't think anyone's going to die because that's not really how the show is. Maybe like one of the students, maybe Endeavor dies.
There you go.
But I think it's just absolute turmoil is coming next.
Yes.
Like, they're just building up to it.
I think you're right. So I want to, no pun intended, build up onto that as well. Yes. So it's what, 4 months until Shigaraki gets the power of All for One that will eventually exceed the power of All for One. And then they're going on their they have like 3 months left in their year, right? I think, and you made a really great point, that they're going to be in full of despair. And I think that this is the time where Endeavor is going to come out as the symbolic number one hero and go to the death with Shigaraki.
I think so too, but I think Shigaraki's going to win.
I think he's going to win. I think you're right. I think Shigaraki's going to win. And then I think it's going to be up to Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki to kill Shigaraki at the very end.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be very emotional with Shigaraki like killing Endeavor and Todoroki having to see that, but also continue to fight at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, shit is just gonna hit the fan, is what we're saying.
I I agree. The one thing that I really, I guess, not worries me, but I don't quite understand is it's been 5 seasons, right? Like this has
Mhm.
been a 5 season build up. And like this is going to go into that season 6, obviously, and it's probably going to be the culminative event in season 6. But the manga's still ongoing. But like I can't see them taking enough time to build up another villain that's going to be stronger than what Shigaraki is going to end up being,
Mhm.
and like it being like, where how are they going to get like a better villain than All for One and Shigaraki, and
I
do
don't think they
that?
are.
Like, is this can't be the end of the show? Like the manga's in its final, like not arc, but it's in its final, like it's approaching its like end
Mhm.
in the next year or two. But
Yeah, I don't. I think my prediction for what's going to happen is exactly what you said, where Endeavor's gonna he's pretty much going to sacrifice himself, but they're not. When Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki see that, and if they see that and they try to fight Shigaraki, like they're not going to beat him, and it's just going to go into complete despair for a while,
yeah,
and then it's going to be like the rest of the show is going to be like, I don't think there's going to be another villain more than Shigaraki. Like he's going to be the end all be all.
mm.
I think it's going to take some time to get there, though. I
Oh
think our heroes really have to lose because they haven't really lost yet. And if we're
no,
following the hero's journey, which every show does, they need to lose.
they
So
definitely need to lose. Damn,
it's coming.
jeez, you're kind of right. You're kind of right though.
Yeah, they have to lose and they have to come back more powerful. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I don't like the way this is gonna go. Like I just know that it's gonna like just it's gonna be upsetting because like their kids gonna be having to fight like an adult, like a bunch of adults. Like that's what this is gonna be.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like everything is stacked against them, and I don't see a way that they can win.
Do you think that it? I well, what is one of the predictions that you had months ago? That
Mr. Deku can share his power,
exactly.
and I think that's the they lose and they have to become more powerful arc is him figuring that out and really mastering one for all, and then using it as it's supposed to be, and
Exactly.
giving it to the rest of the people, and then they rise up, and then it goes over.
I think yeah, that's so interesting. That's so funny because I'm now thinking about like he is going to learn float, but that's still 3 of 7 powers, right? So that's obviously not nearly enough. He has to know all 7 and be good at it, and I've unlocked 100% of All for One. But then again, Deku, we saw Shigaraki use a what 100 go against Redestroyo, and he used 150% of his quirk.
Mm-hmm.
So like Deku not only needs to know 100%, but he has to go plus ultra and go above 100%.
Yeah, that show that saying that's been throughout the whole show. Yeah, the only thing the only prediction I'm confident in is the next season. Like shit's gonna hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how they're gonna get out of it, but I am very confident they're gonna lose this next confrontation with the League or with the Liberation Army. That's that's the only thing I like. I put money on it.
I would too. Actually, I think I would. Did we have a bet in the beginning of this season about
We did.
something? What was
Yeah,
it?
that Endeavor's gonna die.
At the end of this season?
No, it was just he
In
was gonna
general?
die.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. In general. Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
$5. I
Yeah.
won't forget.
No. I know you won't. I know you won't. That's why I asked. Yeah, I think you're probably going to win that one. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Got a lot to say about this show when we do our ratings.
Yes. We'll save it for the ratings.
Save it for the ratings because I am excited for Damien. He's hiding behind his microphone right now. Did you watch Naruto?
Oh, I did.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay. Damien watches Naruto. Dun dun dun.
New segment.
New segment. Yeah, we'll put it. We'll whatever sound. What's a good sound we can use from Naruto? I don't know.
When he does this and it goes cling,
Yeah.
the
All right.
the thing activate. It's like we're going on a nostalgia trip here, folks. Because this is Damien's first time ever watching through Naruto Shippuden. Dude, I was just reading on Reddit today. Like somebody asked a question about Shippuden, about Guy Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they were like, oh, to be where you are, to not know the badassery of Guy Sensei and to get to experience that all.
Bro, I was asking my girlfriend the same thing. I'm like, dude, I really want to see, like, is Guy Sensei strong? Like, I really want to see him do something. Like, I have no idea. Like, and it was between so I watched episodes 90 to 104 this past week, and which is a lot. We wrapped up and got through a lot of stuff. But I will say though, we did see Guy Sensei and Kakashi kind of make a bet on, like, and they were 40 for 48 to 48. And I asked her that. I was like, is Guy Sensei strong? She's like, well, he's won 48 bets against Kakashi. And Kakashi's like pretty damn strong. And I was like, oh, you're right. Like, but I really do want to see, him like pop off.
Through hard work and the power of youth, Guy Sensei is one of the coolest.
Is he really?
I will say that.
I can't wait. I did think to myself, like, Rock Lee, I'll get into the whole, like, what I watched in a second, but Rock Lee, when he fought Gaara, took off the weights on his legs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Rock Lee dresses and acts just like Guy Sensei does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm inclined to believe that Guy Sensei also has weights on his legs, and his taijutsu is insanely strong as well.
Yes.
Like off the charts strong.
I'm trying to remember if he has weights on his legs or not.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I imagine that, like, and I feel like it's going to come out of him when he's also in a dire situation and needs to flex, and it's going to be insane. But I'm really excited for that day when that comes.
He should be.
Yeah. So episode 90, this is in the middle of the search for Tsunade arc.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of where I had left off. And this is at the point where Orochimaru went to Tsunade and was like, I need you to heal me. I will bring back your dead lover and son, and everything will be okay. They'll be back in your life, whatever. They go through the whole situation where Naruto is being like a little jerk off, and she's like, this kid's a little asshole, like, well, I don't like him at all. But then eventually, like, he grows on her and he learns how to use the fucking ball power, and fucking she is like, oh my god, like, he's actually not that bad. He reminds me of my dead son. Oh my god, dead son club. Anyway, eventually she, like, links up with Orochimaru, and she drugs Jiraiya because they're drinking, because she doesn't want Jiraiya to show up, which proves to be terrible for her. That was a stupid mistake for her. And she goes up to Orochimaru and she is saying that she's going to heal him, but she doesn't, and she tries to attack and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But that obviously doesn't work because Kabuto, the little turd that he is, little medical shithead, is able to, like, do his jutsu and, like, fight back against Tsunade. So they're fighting, and then, like, Orochimaru is, like, standing there, like, like the emojis, just like this the whole time. He's got nothing to do, nothing to say. He's got, like, his hands are like, but, like, the really great part about it is that, like, he's still, I don't know if it's great, but it's, like, interesting that he can still, like, run up to Orochimaru's hands and, like, draw shit on his hands, and then they can, like, do jutsus for him. I don't know. Eventually Dry shows up, and Dry is, like, fighting Orochimaru. Tsunade gets cut, like, it's blood all over her. Kabuto stabs Naruto in the heart, gives him a little tap, destroys the veins around his heart, so he can't breathe. He's just, like, lying on the ground, just like da-da. She's like, oh man, this kid's gonna finna die. She's like, I better give him a necklace as like a make-a-wish type shit and like just put it around his neck. She's like, you are gonna be a Hokage one day. I can sense it. And I'm like, man, that's a make-a-wish if I've ever seen one. Damn. Then eventually she accepts the 5th Hokage and she put it on her face. And all of a sudden she's like all healed and she's like, oh, I'm ready to fight. Like, what's up? And then she all of a sudden like gets her snail. And then Orochimaru gets his snakes and Jiraiya gets his king toad or whatever the heck it is. And I'll tell you what, Nick, that snake is not happy. That's not a happy snake, man. Like the snail is cool with Tsunade. The frog is like respects Jiraiya and they respect you. That snake is like, Orochimaru, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like, don't summon me ever again. Like, I'm gonna need like 100 souls for this bullshit. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't ever do this to me ever again. And it was like, damn, bro, like nobody likes your ass. So like they obviously fight, which is really cool. And I really like Tsunade's snail power where it can just like break apart and then like reconnect itself back together again. I thought that was like really, really cool. And yeah, so like they slap each other around and then like Orochimaru and Kabuto like bounce because they realize they can't win and they don't get killed.
Did you see Naruto use the Rasengan? The ball thing?
Yeah.
The Rasengan?
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, he used I mean, you're gonna learn it because he spams it.
Oh shit.
But this is the first time he used it with Kabuto, right?
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that fucking epic, that scene? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I watched it this weekend. Yeah, I think it was.
So he grabs like he gets himself stabbed through the hand so he can get Kabuto to stand still. And he has his shadow clone come from behind him, make the Rasengan, and then shoot it into his stomach. Remember that?
Yeah. That was awesome.
That comes like you see flashbacks to that a lot.
Oh, really?
Because it's cool. It's a cool scene.
It is a cool scene. Oh, the whole search for Tsunade arc I felt like was really awesome. Like there's a lot of cool stuff that happened, particularly at the end. That was like, damn, this is like really cool.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, they go back to the Leaf Village and Tsunade takes her mantle as the 5th Hokage, but she comes to a lot of realizations that she's like, okay, I can't just be like the 5th Hokage, like a name. Like I actually have to like do things during the day. Like I can't just like drink the whole time. And like obviously the first level of business is she's being like the best healer pretty much in, I want to say, in the like canonical universe so far that I know of. Again, I'm only 104 episodes in and there's 720, so who really knows? But she's like healing everybody, whatever. And then like Rock Lee is there and she's like, damn, this kid is she's like, I cannot help you, bro. Like you are dead. Like you should just give up being a shinobi. And then Rock Lee's like, camera like pans on his face. It's like, da-na-na-na-na. And then Rock Lee's like, oh no, I'm never gonna be a ninja. And then he has like a 50% chance of surviving, which I thought he was gonna be a dud. Like he was over. Like Rock Lee was like in it and then he's done and like no more Rock Lee ever again. Like he's just gonna kind of be like the Leaf Village janitor who was once a Chunin and then now he's not, or Genin or whatever. But no, now it appears through lots of studying by Tsunade that Rock Lee has a 58% chance of successful in his surgery. And Guy Sensei was like, if you succeed in your surgery, or if you don't succeed in your surgery, I will die with you. Because I cannot see you not being an ninja. I'm like, well, hell, we know that Guy Sensei needs to pop off later, so obviously Rock Lee's gonna live. And yeah. What else?
So, kind of spoiled that for you.
No, I mean it's the show's ended 2014, 7 years ago. So like I see shit, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I went on to Crunchyroll today, and it's like this episode of Boruto was like the return of Naruto, whatever, and he's like in some fucking like Vulpix looking motherfucking form, like I have no idea, but it's like, okay, like yeah, like shit obviously happens, like I can't hide from it,
Yeah.
Like I don't want to know any spoilers, and I avoid anything of the such. But like obviously, I'm going to see things
Mhm.
that are spoilery. So like,
I will tell you that what you saw on Crunchyroll, I also saw it, and that is a Boruto specific thing.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
interesting,
which I don't recommend watching it. So yeah, well, you're
interesting.
not spoiling anything.
Yeah, yeah. I heard like I don't know. I think people are like thinking that this was really like a good episode of Boruto.
Yeah, this is like the best episode. I watched like I pretty much watched the whole episode just through reviews of it, like
Mm,
in clips of it. I have
okay.
yet to watch Boruto, but like I still care about the characters. I want to know what happens.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
from what I've seen, this is like one of the best.
Yeah, I think when the original, like, I don't know, the mangaka, I forget his name, uh,
Kishimoto.
Kishimoto, when thank you, he's returning to the Bardo manga. And I think that's when it's going to be like, okay, Bardo is going to be like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have to get into Boruto. We'll get there
Yeah,
when you get there.
we're going to get there. I probably will eventually get there because I do like this series so much.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm at right now is like the protecting Idate arc right now, or whatever it's called. It's pretty much this kid who's trying to run through an island and he doesn't like ninja because like someone in the Leaf Village betrayed him when he was in
Mm-hmm.
his tuning exam for the Leaf Village and made him like a rogue ninja.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's like not allowed to become a tuning or whatever. And yeah, they're just like protecting him as he runs through
Yeah, you're in
like a
filler right now.
race. Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
filler. I think it's pretty much filler.
Yeah.
Which I don't like. I really like filler. I don't know if I really like it, but I enjoy it. Like the one episode of filler that I watched was them trying to figure out what's underneath Kakashi's mask.
It's one of the
And
best ones.
yeah, and that okay, that's one of the best ones. It was so funny because like they had no idea what like they were going through all the scenarios of what his face looks like. I thought that was so funny, like the big lips, the buck teeth, the small mouth, and then eventually they go through the entire thing. And he pulls down his mask, and it's just another mask underneath of it. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh, we'll see what happens. Who knows?"
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good one. It's one of the few fillers that I remember. There's some good ones in there, but like you're gonna hit a stretch of like 50 episodes of filler towards the end of the season or the end
Oh
of
yeah,
Naruto.
it is. I think in Shippuden or in just the beginning Naruto.
The beginning Naruto.
Yeah, so I think I'm looking at it now. It's like I'm in. Oh no, wait. Yes, I'm in the middle of filler right now. So I'm at episode 104. Episode 106 ends the filler, and then episode 107, the battle begins. Naruto versus Sasuke, and then it goes all the way down to from 107 to 135 is all canon, and then it's pretty much just filler throughout. With one episode called Sakura's Determination at 141, and that's filler all the way until episode 220, which is Departure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you have a very, very good arc coming in between the fillers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is it this battle, the beginning with battle begins, Naruto versus Sasuke too?
Yeah, the next canon arc that you get is going to be really good.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Dang.
One of the best. One
of
of
the
the
best. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for Shippuden too, you know?
Oh, Shippuden's fucking.
Is it good?
Oh, yes.
Like I'm like really excited for it. And like I'm like looking at the Shippuden like filler list, and it's not all filler. Like it goes like 20 episodes of canon and like maybe 20 episodes of filler. Like it does look like it's going to be like a good mix of the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the worst stretch is towards the end of Naruto 1. When he's a kid, that's the worst stretch of filler.
Yeah, that definitely is the worst stretch, it looks like, or the most amount. But I mean, it'd still be like fun though, you know, to watch all of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't skip it my first time through.
No, I wouldn't. I have no plans to skip any of the filler that are in the show.
Just wait till you get to Mech Naruto, then you're like, why am I watching this?
What the heck is that?
You'll find out one day, man.
Oh my god. Mech Naruto. I think I saw a thing about Boruto, like why people hate Boruto. It's because they're like, there's canon aliens.
Yeah, it's something. We'll get
Something
there.
like that.
You'll understand one day.
I know. I also want to watch the movies too. I think I totally missed Yeah, episodes 101 to 105, and then the first Naruto movie, Clash in the Land of Snow. So I didn't mess up, you know?
Yeah,
So
good. Watch them with it. That's cool.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Naruto movie 1, Clash in the Land of Snow. So maybe by next week I'll have watched that.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix. Isn't that nice?
So next week we're gonna do a review and Damien's nostalgia trip.
Oh no. No, next week is just gonna be the review. That's
Okay.
gonna be a single episode. We'll get back on the nostalgia trip like every time I watch like probably like 10 episodes or something, or maybe an arc. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it.
I'm here for it, man. I love it.
Me too. It's good. And I need to get through it. I would like to, because there's so many shows I want to watch that I haven't yet. This is one of them, but I'm having a good time watching it.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's a new segment. Damien's nostalgia trip, something along those lines.
Damien's nostalgia trip.
Yeah, or vicariously through Damien, something like that, you know?
Something, who knows? I don't know.
All right. Yeah, man. Good episode today. Short and sweet.
Short, sweet, kind of to the point. I don't know. It's just still 45 minutes. I think that's good.
We find ways to ramble.
Yeah, we do. You can't stop us. But yeah, so thank you everyone for coming to the 44th club meeting. Like, this has been awesome. This is like the conclusion of our season 3, and next week we're going to do our review, and then we're going to do season 4, which is going to be amazing. But this is
Kicking it up a notch.
Kicking it up a notch. No, absolutely. This is your after school podcast with 2 wannabe weebs, where we detail the season's newest shows and now an analysis of old favorites. Nick, they can find us at Aki Culture Club. We're at Aki Culture Club on social media.
All right, man. Only one way to end these.
Peace out.
See ya.